We humans are funny creatures. We spend the early stages of our lives trying to use our legs as much as possible.
Come on, Chase.
And then we spend the rest of our lives trying to use our legs as little as possible.
Later.
I'm no superhuman, but in case you don't know, here's how I spend most of my days.
2 hours later. A few moments later. Six and a half hours later.
Let's face it, I don't need to move to survive. I could stay in front of the computer all day, order everything I need online, and hardly take a step, and survive for quite a long time. And although I'm a pretty active person by trade, by nature, I still find myself falling into the sedentary trap from time to time. So I decided that as one of my 12 different 30-day challenges this year, I should try hitting 10,000 steps a day every day for 30 days, no excuses. I completed this challenge during the month of March 2020, and just to clear some things up right off the bat, I'm going to answer some questions before you have the opportunity to ask them. How far that is? 10,000 steps comes out to roughly 5 miles, and I track these steps with this handy dandy Fitbit Versa. And I know that there's a lot of debate as to whether or not Fitbits are accurate or consistent, but to me, being accurate and consistent with tools that are inaccurate and inconsistent is still accurate and consistent. You know what I mean? Did you run? No, I did not do any planned running during the month. I wanted all of these steps to come strictly from walking, and I wanted to avoid running in preparation for my April challenge, in which I ran a mile every day for 30 days. And I am not a runner by trade. That video is coming soon. Did you do anything else for your fitness this month? Aside from just trying to have my nutrition and sleep as dialed in as possible, which everybody should be doing all the time regardless, I did continue strength training in the gym, followed by strength training in my basement when the world started ending. I also warm up with yoga every morning. How much weight did you lose? Sorry guys, you can turn off the video now. I did not lose any weight. But I'm not trying to lose any weight, so I consider that a success in my eyes. Why does this video suck more than all of your other videos? Huh, thanks for asking. Well, between you and me, this hard drive that I've been working on finally died, and the video that I was editing for the past 2 days and most of the referenced footage used in it is in the digital graveyard. I'm in the process of transferring everything to this new hard drive, but everything for the walking challenge is pretty much gone, other than the Fitbit data I have collected and the Instagram stories I took along the way. The challenge happened in March and it's already May, so ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me as I make it through this video with limited resources. This video will be a much more YouTube-y video than you're used to, as in there will be jump cuts. And if that's cool with you, then it's cool with me. So without further ado, let's get into my top 5 takeaways from walking 10,000 steps a day every day for 30 days. Let's do it. Takeaway 1. Consistency is comforting. Before this challenge, my step count would be all over the place. Like I might hit 20,000 steps one day and only 2,000 the next. And here's the thing, a huge difference in daily steps means a huge difference in daily energy expenditure. To me, having a baseline of 10,000 steps that I hit every day is comforting. Knowing that I'm going to at least take 10,000 steps a day helps me to have a better grasp on my own energy in versus energy out equation. If the calories that you are exporting can be a little more consistent, then so can the calories that you are importing. It's kind of like economics class. Do you remember that supply and demand thing? How do you know what to supply? You gotta have a better grasp on your demand. Tracking your steps is kind of like foreshadowing the market. And for me right now, 10,000 steps is a great baseline for my energy out demand. But really that could be anything for you. I mean, just some consistency is better than none. If you can regulate your energy output, you can be a little more consistent with your energy input. And to me, that's a really comforting feeling. Takeaway 2. Taking more steps equals taking more action. It's as simple as that, guys. If you really want those steps, you will take those steps. Knowing that I had to hit 10,000 steps every day just made me a much more active person in general. I was always looking for ways to get extra steps in. Does our dog need to pee? I'll take her out. Did we lock the basement door? I'll go down and check. Does that old lady need help crossing the street? I sure hope not. It's really easy to think that exercise stops when your workout ends, but guys, that is just not the case. You can look at your entire life as a process of burning calories and building muscle tissue. And nothing made this more real to me than tracking my steps throughout the day, because I looked at the whole day as an opportunity to move. I will admit, however, that there were a few really busy work days thrown in there, and I spent a couple evenings doing laps around my basement just to get to 10,000 steps in, and that was way less fun than moving throughout the day, and it made me kind of dizzy. But as I continue to track my steps, I find myself becoming more and more willing to just get up and do things for myself and for other people. Takeaway 3. I walked all my troubles away. Well, not all my troubles. I still got me some troubles, but a surprising amount of my troubles could be cured with a simple walk. Generally speaking, the more walking I do, the less stressed I feel. The more walking I do, the lower my resting heart rate is. The more walking I do, the better I sleep. In fact, a study from the National Library of Medicine found that moderate to high intensity exercise provokes increases in circulating cortisol levels, while low intensity exercise actually resulted in a reduction in circulating cortisol levels, which in layman's terms means that walking helps to keep our stress response down. Walking is becoming a form of meditation for me. Anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed with a project, I can just get up and go for a walk and then come back with an improved mood and better focus. So guys, try this. The next time you are feeling overwhelmed, get up and go for a walk. Get away from your computer, away from your work, away from your house. Soak in that fresh air and get the back in your house. Takeaway 4. COVID-19 versus 10K steps. I initially thought that the only way to get 10,000 steps in was to go for walks throughout the day. At the dawn of this challenge, I was starting my day by walking to work. I could easily have 6,000 steps in by the time I hit my office chair. And then this happened.
Non-life critical businesses are to cease operations of their physical locations by 8 p.m. tonight, with enforcement to begin Saturday.
So yeah, my morning walk went from this to this.
Sorry, bud. I gotta go to work.
So I had to get creative. I had to develop strategies to get more steps in without leaving the house. And I've already shared more about how exactly I get my 10,000 quarantine steps in every day in another video that I'll link up here and in the description below. Yay! But honestly, wow. I mean, amidst everything going on right now, I have been using YouTube and Instagram and my Patreon community to keep up with friends from around the globe. Every state and country has different rules and regulations for preventing the spread of the coronavirus, but these different rules and regulations became so much more real to me thanks to the power of digital communication. Luckily, the city of Pittsburgh still allows us to go outside for our own personal health reasons, which I did for my walks quite often and I felt really grateful for, but I did still take my precautions by getting up as early as possible and always walking with a mask. But I know that not everybody can go out and walk right now. I know that not everybody is as lucky as me. This walking challenge paired with this global pandemic made me feel surprisingly grateful in a strange way. I have it good. I can go outside. I can walk. I have legs. I have my health. My family's pretty healthy. I have a lovable mutt. March 2020 is a month that I will not soon forget because it is a month that made me feel incredibly grateful for what I have.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to check in and make sure everyone's doing okay. And I think this early morning stepping thing is gonna remain part of my life, at least until the quarantines are over. Because, damn, if that's not some way to get you to calm down a little bit, I don't know what is. I mean, still keep your distance, practice the CDC guidelines. They don't come up with those out of nowhere. But if you can get a nice little walk to clear your mind, get a little movement in, get away from the desk, get away from the news for a second, that is a great way to start the day.
Takeaway 5. I can't stop. So yeah, I've been hitting 10,000 steps every day since the start of the walking challenge, and it is now May. 10,000 steps is a new norm for me. Just like I've been doing yoga every single morning since the 30 Days of Yoga challenge, this habit is definitely sticking. So out of the challenges I've done so far, I mean, 100 burpees a day forever would be kind of ridiculous. 200 burpees a day forever would be completely asinine. Cutting out all sweetness is kind of unsustainable, but walking, I think I can walk. Most people can walk, and that's awesome because, and I'm sorry for reiterating this statement, but people still need to hear it. Some exercise is better than none. Some is better than none. Before we get into the territory of too much, just know that some exercise is better than none exercise. Whether that means 5,000 steps or 10,000 steps, some is better than none. I talk to people quite often who just want to get started on their own personal health journey, but they think they have to have everything dialed in before they even get started. No. No. You don't have to work out. You don't have to do yoga. You don't have to run. You don't have to do burpees. You don't have to buy a heart rate monitor, a treadmill, and a complete home gym. You don't have to perform a perfectly executed high-intensity interval training session with intervals timed out to the exact millisecond. That might be great, but you don't have to do it. You can start like this. You can just walk more today than you did yesterday. You can increase your energy output and see how that affects you. We all gotta start somewhere, and I think a great place to start is by simply putting one foot in front of the other.
Put one foot in front of the other.
Okay, I think that's enough rambling for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're not new, let me know what you think about this lower production quality. Maybe I'm putting too much time into these videos. Maybe I'm not putting enough time into them. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm trying things out. Until next time, go get those steps in, and we'll see you soon.